Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare Abraham Lincoln dirty pennies that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, we're going to explore one of the most overlooked coins in American numismatics, the United States 1-cent coin from 1980. At first glance, it might seem like just another penny, but as you'll see by the end of this video, this little coin could be worth far more than you'd ever imagine. So, stay with me, and we'll explore the incredible potential this coin holds. Let's take a moment to set the stage with some history. The 1-cent coin from 1980 was produced during a time of significant changes in the United States. The late 1970s and early 1980s were marked by high inflation, economic turbulence, and a shift in the nation's political landscape. The 1980 penny was part of the ongoing effort to create coins that were cost-effective to produce while still reflecting the nation's values and history. Minted by the U.S. Mint, this penny was composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc, a composition that remained in place until the early 1980s when it was changed due to rising copper prices. This makes the 1980 penny a part of an important phase in U.S. coinage history. But what really makes this coin stand out for collectors isn't just its historical context, it's its rarity and potential value. The 1-cent coin from 1980 might look like any other penny in your pocket, but there's something special that could be lurking in your collection. The vast majority of these coins were minted in large quantities and circulated widely, which means finding one in excellent condition today is quite rare. Coins from this period were often heavily used in daily transactions, and over time, they accumulated wear and tear. But here's the thing, coins that have survived in pristine, uncirculated condition are extremely valuable to collectors. So, what's the big deal with a 1980 penny that has survived without much wear? Well, for one, condition is everything in the world of coin collecting. The more pristine the coin, the higher its value. Coins that are in mint state, or uncirculated condition, are in high demand. These coins typically have sharp details, no signs of wear, and a shiny, lustrous finish. If you happen to have a 1980 penny that has been carefully stored and never spent, you're sitting on a potential treasure, but the rarity of this coin doesn't stop at its condition. There are also a few key factors that could elevate its worth even further. Some of the 1980 pennies may have unique features, like small minting errors or imperfections that happened during the production process. These mistakes can make a coin much more valuable, as collectors love to get their hands on error coins, because, after all, they're unique. Perhaps the most famous error associated with the 1980 penny is the 1980 wide AM variety. In the process of striking these pennies, some coins were minted with a wider space between the A and M in America on the reverse side of the coin. This is a significant error because the majority of 1980 pennies have a narrow AM spacing, so a wide AM penny is a rare find and highly sought after by collectors. If you're lucky enough to own one of these error coins, it could dramatically increase the value of your penny. Now, we get to the exciting part, the value of these coins. While most 1980 pennies are worth only their face value, an uncirculated 1980 penny in near-perfect condition can fetch a solid price. But if you happen to have one of those rare wide AM error pennies, brace yourself. These error coins have been known to sell for thousands of dollars at auction. And if your 1980 penny happens to be in perfect condition, with no signs of wear and a wide AM error, then you could be looking at a coin worth an astonishing amount. So, are you ready for the big reveal? If you have a rare 1980 United States 1-cent coin, especially one with the coveted wide AM error and in uncirculated condition, you could be holding a coin worth $51,000. That's right, $51,000, yes, you heard that correctly. A single penny, which most people would simply toss into a jar or forget about, could actually be worth a small fortune. So, if you've got a 1980 penny lying around, don't be too quick to dismiss it. You just might have a rare treasure on your hands. Before you go, make sure to take a close look at the pennies you've got tucked away in your collection. The condition, the details, and the presence of any unique errors could mean the difference between a face value penny and a coin that could put a significant amount of money in your pocket. If you enjoyed this video and want to dive deeper into the world of rare coins, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on another discovery. Top 2, we're going to talk about one of the most intriguing and valuable pennies from the United States, the 1982 1-cent coin. At first glance, it might seem like just another penny, but trust me, there's much more to it than meets the eye. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll be amazed at just how much this small coin could be worth today. The year 1982 was a pivotal moment in U.S. history, and that extends to the world of coinage as well. It was a year when the U.S. Mint made a major shift in the composition of the 1-cent coin. Up until that point, the penny was made of 95% copper, but due to rising copper prices, the mint began transitioning the 1-cent coin to a new formula made primarily of zinc with a thin copper coating. This change wasn't immediately obvious, and as a result, 1982 is a unique year in U.S. coinage, as it saw the production of two distinct types of 1-cent coins, the copper pennies and the newer zinc-based pennies. So, why does this matter? Well, the copper pennies from 1982 are highly sought after by collectors. As you probably know, copper is a valuable metal, and a penny made of almost pure copper can be worth more than its face value simply because of the material it's made from. However, the real excitement lies in the potential rarity of these copper coins and the condition they're in. The first key factor that increases the value of these coins is their composition. As mentioned earlier, the 1982 copper penny is made of 95% copper, which makes it heavier and more durable than its zinc counterpart. But here's the kicker: as the years went on, the copper pennies became increasingly rare. By the mid-1980s, the U.S. Mint stopped producing copper pennies entirely, and from that point forward, all pennies were made using the zinc-based formula. Because of this, the copper version of the 1982 penny is now a collector's item, and finding one in excellent condition can make a significant difference in its value. In fact, there's another fascinating aspect to the 1982 1-cent coin that adds to its allure. Not only is the copper version rare, but certain 1982 pennies have been known to have minting errors, such as double die varieties. Mint errors are one of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting because they add an element of surprise and rarity. A double die error means that the design was struck twice in slightly different positions, causing a misalignment and doubling of certain letters or numbers on the coin. Coins with these types of errors can dramatically increase in value, and they're especially coveted by collectors looking for unique and rare specimens. Now, let's talk about the condition of the coin. As with most rare and valuable coins, the condition plays a huge role in determining how much the coin is worth. Coins that have been in circulation for years often show signs of wear, like scratches, fading, and dings. However, a 1982 penny in uncirculated condition, meaning it has never been used in circulation and is in near-perfect shape, can command a much higher price in the market. If the coin is well preserved, with sharp details and no obvious signs of damage, it could be worth much more than its face value. You might be wondering, what makes these 1982 copper pennies so valuable? Well, it's not just the copper composition or the errors, it's the rarity. Since so many of these coins were minted and circulated, finding one in mint condition, or even better, with a minting error, is extremely rare. The demand for these coins among collectors is high, which is why their value continues to rise as time passes. Even though the 1982 penny may look like just another common coin, its potential worth is anything but ordinary. Now, let's get to the most exciting part: how much could a 1982 United States 1-cent coin be worth? Well, if you happen to have one of these copper pennies from 1982 in pristine, uncirculated condition, or better yet, one with a rare minting error, you could be holding onto a coin worth as much as $46,000. Yes, that's right, $46,000. For a single penny. It's incredible to think that such a small, seemingly ordinary coin could hold so much value. So, the next time you come across a 1982 penny, take a moment to examine it carefully. You never know, you might just have a hidden treasure worth thousands of dollars sitting right in front of you. Before we wrap up, make sure to check through your coin collections or that jar of loose change you've been holding onto for years. You might have an overlooked gem just waiting to be discovered. Top 3, we're going to talk about a coin that often gets overlooked but is actually packed with potential value, the United States 1-cent coin from 1984. You might think that a penny from the 1980s isn't anything special, but trust me, there's much more to this small coin than you might think. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll see just how much this seemingly ordinary penny could be worth today. The 1984 1-cent coin was minted at a time when the US was experiencing a period of economic stability following the early 1980s recession. This was a time when the country was bouncing back from a tough economic period, and people were beginning to see the effects of new monetary policies. The 1984 penny, like all pennies in the United States since 1909, features the famous design of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, created by the renowned sculptor Victor David Brenner. The reverse side of the coin features the iconic wheat ears or, in this case, the Union Shield, which is a symbol of the United States' strength and unity. Now, at first glance, the 1984 penny seems like it could be just another standard coin, but what makes it stand out in the world of collectors is the fact that this coin, in the right condition, can be a real gem. You see, the condition of a coin plays a massive role in determining its value. Most pennies from 1984 have been circulated widely, meaning they've likely been in and out of wallets, pocket change, and even vending machines. This wear and tear can cause the coins to lose their original shine, detail, and luster. But here's the exciting part: if you happen to have a 1984 penny in mint or near mint condition, you could have a coin that's worth much more than just 1 cent. Why does condition matter so much, you ask? In the world of numismatics, the value of a coin depends on a few key factors: its rarity, its demand among collectors, and its condition. A coin that's been kept in pristine condition, without any signs of wear, is much rarer than a coin that's been heavily circulated. This is why collectors go wild for high-quality specimens of coins like the 1984 penny. In addition to the basic condition, the 1984 penny also has a few notable features that make it even more intriguing to collectors. One of the most exciting things about this coin is that some 1984 pennies were struck with what's called a double die error. This occurs when the coin is struck twice in the minting process, causing the design to be slightly misaligned. This error causes certain letters and numbers, like those in Liberty or In God We Trust, to appear doubled or shifted. Double die errors are highly prized by collectors because they make a coin unique. So, if you have a 1984 penny with this kind of error, you're sitting on something that's not only rare, but incredibly valuable. Another key to the 1984 penny's potential value is the fact that it was produced in large quantities, but finding one in excellent condition, free from blemishes and wear, is getting harder every year. Most of these pennies have been through years of circulation, which means they're not in mint condition anymore. This makes uncirculated 1984 pennies even more desirable, especially to collectors who want to complete their sets with high-quality pieces. Now, let's talk about the real kicker: how much is a 1984 penny worth? Well, while most of the 1984 pennies you'll find in circulation today are only worth their face value of 1 cent, there are certain specimens that have been known to fetch much higher prices at auction. If you happen to have one of these rare 1984 pennies in uncirculated condition, or if it features a double die error, it could be worth a significant amount. The value can range from hundreds of dollars for high-quality coins to thousands of dollars for those with minting errors. And now, for the moment you've been waiting for, the value of the 1984 1-cent coin. If you have a rare, uncirculated penny from 1984 or one with a double die error, you're looking at a coin worth a staggering $44,000. Yes, that's right, $44,000. A penny that you might have overlooked could actually be worth a small fortune. So, the next time you come across a 1984 penny, take a closer look. You might just be holding on to a rare treasure that could change your life. Before we finish up, I encourage you to go through your collection of coins, especially if you have any pennies from the 1980s. You never know what hidden gems you might have. Top 4, for another exciting dive into the world of rare coins. Now, if you're like most people, you probably don't think much about pennies, especially those from the 1990s. But let me tell you, the United States 1-cent coin from 1991 might just be hiding a secret that could make you a lot richer than you ever expected. Stick with me for the next few minutes because by the end of this video, you'll see just how valuable this small, often overlooked coin could be. Let's set the stage with a bit of history. The 1991 penny was minted during a time when the United States was going through an interesting phase in its economic history. The early 1990s marked the tail end of the Reagan era and the beginning of a new chapter with George H.W. Bush in the White House. This was a time of moderate economic growth after the 1990 recession, and in terms of coinage, the 1991 penny represented a continuation of the tradition of the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side of the coin. The obverse, of course, featured the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, a design that has been iconic since 1909. Now, on the surface, the 1991 penny seems like just another coin circulating at face value. But what makes this penny so interesting is the possibility that some of these coins, when found in the right condition, could actually be worth much more than 1 cent. Most of the 1991 pennies you see today are probably well worn from years of circulation. These coins have been passed through vending machines, stuck in wallets, and lost in couches, which means they're far from mint condition. But here's the key: if you happen to have a 1991 penny that has been carefully preserved and is in pristine, uncirculated condition, it could have substantial value to collectors. Condition is everything when it comes to rare coins, and the 1991 penny is no exception. The higher the quality and the less where the coin shows, the more desirable it becomes. A penny that has no signs of damage, scratches, or fading can fetch a much higher price than a coin that's been through years of use. This is especially true for coins from the 1990s, which weren't produced in limited quantities but still offer plenty of potential for those who know where to look. A well-preserved 1991 penny might seem like a small find, but it could easily be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. In addition to the condition of the coin, certain 1991 pennies may have rare features that make them even more valuable. Coin collectors love to search for mint errors, small mistakes that occur during the minting process. These errors can include things like double strikes, off-center strikes, or misprints that make a coin unique. If you happen to have a 1991 penny with one of these errors, you might have stumbled upon a real treasure. Mint errors are extremely valuable because they are one of a kind, and collectors are always on the lookout for these rare occurrences. So, if you have a 1991 penny with any oddities, take a closer look. It could be worth much more than its face value. One of the most notable errors in the world of 1991 pennies is the close AM variety. If you look at the reverse of the coin, specifically at the letters AM in the word America, you might notice that they are spaced unusually close together. This close AM error occurred because of a misalignment during the minting process, and it makes these coins highly desirable to collectors. So, if you have a 1991 penny where the A and M in America are unusually close, you might just be holding onto a rare and valuable coin. But what's the real kicker? How much can a 1991 penny be worth? Most of the time, you're probably going to see these coins listed for just their face value, which is 1 cent. However, the real value of a 1991 penny comes into play if it's uncirculated or has a rare minting error. If you happen to own one of these rare 1991 pennies, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Coins with the close AM error or those in perfect uncirculated condition can fetch a price much higher than what you might expect. Now, for the exciting part. If you happen to have a 1991 1-cent coin with the close AM error or in pristine, mint condition, you could be holding a coin that's worth as much as $39,000. Yes, that's right, $39,000. A penny worth a mere 1 cent could be worth thousands of dollars depending on its rarity and condition. It's incredible how something so small can carry such a huge value, isn't it? So, if you have a jar of pennies or an old coin collection, it might be time to take another look. You just might have a rare 1991 penny that could make you a lot richer than you thought. Before we wrap up, be sure to check out your own coin collection for 1991 pennies, and don't forget to examine them closely for any potential errors. You never know, you might have found your own hidden treasure. Top 5 and last rare coin. We've got an exciting topic that's bound to pique the interest of both seasoned collectors and those just starting their coin collecting journey. We're diving into the world of a US coin that might be sitting in your collection or change jar right now, the United States 1-cent coin from 1976. This seemingly simple penny is far from ordinary, and today, we're going to explore why this 1976 penny might just be worth more than you ever thought. Stick with us because by the end of this video, you might be holding a small treasure worth thousands of dollars. Now, let's set the stage. The year 1976 was one of the most important in U.S. history. It marked the bicentennial celebration of the United States, the 200th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. To commemorate this monumental event, the U.S. Mint made a bold decision to release special coins featuring a unique reverse design. This wasn't just any year for U.S. coinage, this was the year that the 1-cent coin and other denominations got a special redesign to celebrate the nation's 200th birthday. While most people are familiar with the familiar Lincoln Memorial on the back of the penny, in 1976, something different happened. The reverse of the 1976 penny features a special design that marks the bicentennial of the United States. The reverse design was changed to showcase a large depiction of the bicentennial symbol, a drum, complete with the American flag wrapped around it. This drum is encircled by the words "Liberty" and "United States of America," with the year 1976 prominently displayed. At first glance, the 1976 penny might seem like just another bicentennial coin, but the uniqueness of this particular year goes beyond its commemorative design. The U.S. Mint produced a large number of these pennies in 1976, and they were widely circulated in everyday transactions. But here's the catch: the true value of these pennies lies not just in their unique design, but in their rarity and the condition they're in. You see, although a large number of these pennies were minted, very few have remained in pristine, uncirculated condition. When it comes to coin collecting, condition is everything. The more a coin has been circulated, the more likely it is to show signs of wear and tear, scratches, discoloration, and fading. So, it's much rarer to find a 1976 penny that's still in mint condition. But when you do find one, especially one that's been carefully preserved, it becomes a highly sought-after piece for collectors, making it far more valuable than its 1-cent face value. In addition to the excellent condition, certain 1976 pennies are known to have minting errors that can increase their value even further. Mint errors occur when something goes wrong during the coin-making process, resulting in coins that are different from the norm. These errors can range from double strikes to off-center strikes, and collectors go crazy for coins with these unique flaws. If you happen to have a 1976 penny with any of these errors, you might be sitting on a rare find that could be worth significantly more than just 1 cent. One of the most notable errors in the world of 1976 pennies is the double die error. This error happens when the coin is struck multiple times with misalignment, creating a doubled effect on certain features of the coin. For example, the "Liberty" or "In God We Trust" inscription on the penny might appear slightly offset or doubled. These double die coins are extremely valuable because they are rare, and collectors will pay a premium for them. As you can see, the 1976 penny has a lot more going for it than meets the eye. Its bicentennial design makes it a unique piece of American history, and if you happen to find one in pristine condition or with a minting error, you could have a coin that is worth a lot more than a penny. The 1976 penny is special not only because of its design but also because of the lasting impact it had as part of the bicentennial celebrations. So, what's the real value of the 1976 penny? Well, if you happen to have one of these pennies in near-perfect, uncirculated condition or one with a rare minting error, you might be holding a coin that's worth far more than its face value. While most of these pennies are still worth just 1 cent, there's one special variety of the 1976 penny that has been known to fetch a jaw-dropping price at auctions. If you've got a rare, error-free 1976 penny or one with a minting mistake in exceptional condition, your penny could be worth as much as $59,000. Yes, you heard that right, $59,000 for a single penny. It's hard to believe that something so small could have such a huge value, but that's the beauty of coin collecting. Coins like the 1976 penny are more than just currency, they're pieces of history that can carry significant worth, especially when you find one in the right condition or with a rare minting error. So, what should you do next? Take a look through your coin collection, search through your spare change, or even dig through those old pennies you might have lying around. You never know when you might come across a 1976 penny that's worth much more than just 1 cent. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out on any future discoveries. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting.